Welcome to the Yellow Spider Media Business Spotlight podcast, a chance for business owners to discuss what they do and what makes them special. Today's guest is Ryan Mulhern from First Frame Video Marketing Company in Leeds. Welcome to the podcast, Ryan. Thanks for coming on.
Good to see you, mate.
First Frame's a video marketing company, so I guess the important part there is marketing. It would be a bit remiss to just say you create video. So do you want to explain what it is that you do?
Yeah, so essentially we make a video strategy for business. So we create monthly content, for 3, 6, 12 months. And we look forward to the year ahead, so to speak, on how we can create videos that's going to kind of help businesses create leads on social media. So attract attention, but, create the right videos as well, from educational content all the way up to product videos and promotional videos and things like that. So essentially making videos to help generate leads for businesses.
Great stuff. So it's more like a content marketing, digital marketing strategy with a focus solely on video content.
Yeah, that's how it's become. Yeah, it's obviously taken quite a while for us to change our mindsets to get here, but, realize that the biggest pain point of a marketing person these days, or a marketing manager, is not having enough content. So we are able to give them, batches of content at one time to help them, schedule their content for months to come, or we even post it on their behalf. We've started doing that this year for a couple of clients, which is working well.
Well, funnily enough, that's exactly what happened with Yellow Spider Media. In the beginning, we offered social media management. So we said, right, okay, we'll manage your social media platforms for you. You send us the content. What have you got? And what we found is the content was awful, for want of a better description. They might have had a few photos, they might have had a logo or a link to a website, but there was nothing interesting going on. So we very quickly changed to a content marketing agency where we created the content for them. So it's a similar thing, really, isn't it?
100%, mate, 100%. And, it's so funny because I do speak to a lot of companies that are making their own content. And like you say, some of it's terrible. Like Canva's a great tool, but it can be very amateur as well. And, people are making these, little animations in Biteable and things like that, but actually none of that content is authentic. So they're literally just putting out like crap, to be honest, you know what I mean? And it's not engaging with anyone, on a human level. So like people just, it might get 4 likes, but I think they're ticking a box to themselves to say that they're posting on social media. And they might even be ticking a box to their boss as well, but really they're not getting anything from it. So it literally is pointless.
Well, I think that's part of a bigger problem, isn't it? Social media gets a bad rap. It's often an afterthought, isn't it? People don't realize that there's a lot more involved. There's graphic design, video production, editing, copywriting, all these skills that go into being a digital marketer. You might specialize in 1 or 2 of those things. Other agencies might specialize in all of those things. But I think it's definitely overlooked by general businesses, isn't it? And business owners, they just think anything will do.
100%, mate. Literally, that's why I think, I don't know, I found like a lot of directing things don't want to spend money on it sometimes because they don't feel it's going to bring business in, the thing like, but they don't realize it can be the main thing that brings business in. And essentially it is, social media, you want to be like, main thing, get people to know their business, who they are, what they do, and, to build trust through it. And I think a lot of people, again, can be too salesy as well at doing it. Each day they've got to be putting out something that's like, we do this, we do that. And it's not like, it's not teaching people anything or giving any advice. So a lot of people are doing it wrong as well.
Yeah, I think the general consensus is people don't really care about us as businesses. They just want to know how we solve their problems, don't they?
Definitely.
In order for people to know what you do, you're very active on LinkedIn, aren't you? What was the reason behind that?
Well, basically a couple of years ago, I just decided to kind of get my act in gear. I started basically running training courses as well. So teaching people how to make videos on their smartphones. And essentially it was a bit of a lead magnet, to get people kind of to the bigger stuff, but it kind of grew its own legs. But within that, I started doing a lot of educational content. So just giving advice. There's a great book out there called They Ask You Answer by Marcus Sheridan. And it kind of changed the way I thought about making content. And essentially, instead of making content that just, sells what you do, essentially all I do is give away advice. Literally most of my posts are giving away advice. And LinkedIn, it's all B2B what we do. So LinkedIn, perfect platform for that. So I just started posting weekly on there. But as it went on, and then, as we then went into lockdown, I had a chat with a couple of people, and it was like, people are on LinkedIn every day. And it's like, there was a little bit of desperation in there, I suppose. So it's like, let's just be on there and post every day, but also let's comment and engage with people every day, which is the kind of hidden nugget on LinkedIn, which people don't realize. And you can get so much work and, exposure through being visible on other people's content. So you don't always have to post. And then that content changed from, pushing the boundaries a bit on LinkedIn. It used to be seen as quite a corporate platform, but now literally, I've done videos of me in wigs, got my kids involved. There's videos of me falling off bikes and stuff on there. The biggest video probably got engagement was me doing a reface on the Reface app of me as Britney Spears, and it led directly to a job. Someone phoned me because they thought my video was funny and we had a bit of character about us. So it's more back to your question. You know what I mean? Why doing it? To kind of be active, to be visible, but what comes of it is pretty incredible. Like we had our busiest year ever last year, so in a lockdown. So that was pretty cool.
Well, there's two important things that you mentioned there. First of all, quite rightly, don't just post and expect magic to happen. You've got to engage with other people. You've got to do other things as well. And secondly, you've got to remember that all content should be educational, entertaining, and engaging. So perhaps one or all of those things. And in your case, Ryan, I guess that means showing the people behind the brand, which means showing you and what you're all about, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%, mate. It's personal brand is like the kind of the phrase, if you like. But yeah, it's just getting people to know you. And, people, I found individuals is what people want to get to know. But, take away what we do, it's irrelevant what I do. It's actually on LinkedIn. It's as long as your profile says what you do and, people can get a gist of what you do in the first, say, few seconds. The more you're visible, then people will check out your profile. And if they're in the market for that, it's great to kind of keep on doing it. Obviously, if you keep posting videos with advice, yes, you're going to grow an audience that want to consume your content as well. But essentially it is, man, it's getting to know people, building that trust. And that's it's kind of what sales is all about, really. It's not proper selling, but it's, building that rapport and things like that with your audience. But it's been a great way to do it. And I think lockdown's just been a great time to do it because people have come together. People have shared a lot more than what they would have shared. You know what I mean? I wouldn't normally be showing people inside my own home and stuff like that, but everyone's done it, and it's been amazing. It's like been this real togetherness as well of people that not just in Leeds, in Yorkshire, but I've chatted to people in Sweden, Finland. They even chatted to another guy that does exactly what I do in Australia, and that's all just through lockdown, just having chats with people. So it's been brilliant.
Making daily content every day would surely be too time consuming. So how do you get around that?
Well, the thing is, what we do is we batch film and we batch plan, batch film, batch edit. So
you film one full day and get lots and lots of content.
But in terms of making content, yeah, sometimes if we're starting to run out, yes, it will be like, damn, we need to make a video for tomorrow. But I wouldn't advise that because it kind of takes up a lot of time. And you can always tell that it's not as planned as what other content is. So basically next week, my colleague's coming over to the studio that we've just built. And we're gonna create about 30 videos in a day. That's going to be probably 6 weeks worth of content really to put out on LinkedIn and Instagram.
Let's move on to your training, your smartphone video workshops. I take it it's using a mobile device to create video that doesn't look too amateur.
Yeah, so it's for individuals and businesses actually. Yeah, so before lockdown, obviously, like I said, I wanted to kind of start giving advice, have a bit of a funnel into the business. So started creating smartphone video workshops. So which was essentially 10 people would come to a hotel and in 3.5 hours, I would train them how to make professional videos on their smartphones. So it's at the end of the session, they do go away having made a professional video as well. So, and they do make quite a few videos in the sessions as well. They go out their comfort zone, build confidence, learn the right techniques, equipment and apps. And from there, it's gone great. We're now doing in-house sessions and we've now started doing actually one-to-one kind of video training, mentoring as well. So it's kind of progressed loads. And in the future, I see myself as, well, I'm starting to be a bit more of a video mentor consultant now. I like working with people and chatting to people. So, I love bringing in leads, but just creating relationships. But, essentially with the smartphone video stuff, we're helping businesses create an in-house video culture. And as much as video companies might hate me saying that, the fact is it's easier than ever to make video on a smartphone. and people are going to do it no matter what. But there's need for both. There's like a lot of internal video that can be done on a smartphone, but then there's still the need for the polished content and for professionals to come in and give them that advice. So, but it actually works great because there's quite a few companies working with us that will teach them, but they'll also use us for the monthly content as well. But it's kind of, as they're learning that, I'm teaching them why they're making these videos. And again, I suppose on a bigger kind of level, even whether people are making it themselves or companies having videos made, a lot of times they don't realize, they don't even think why they're making the videos. They're just like, we want a corporate video. And it's like, okay, well, why do you want a corporate video? Instead of having that one corporate video, you could have 12 videos from this day's filming.
Ryan, you're a man after my own heart there. I spend so much time educating businesses, marketing managers, whoever it may be, about making the most of one piece of content, whether that's a blog, whether it's a video, a podcast, even a testimonial. You can make quite nice social media campaigns out of very little, can't you?
There's a great document I saw online, and I kind of use it in presentations, but it's like what you can do from say 1 day of content. So obviously you're doing a podcast now. Let's just say this was a video podcast. So you've got your audio to go out on Spotify, iTunes. You can make a long video, put it on YouTube. You can make then, let's just say 20 videos out of this, snippets to put on Instagram, LinkedIn, and then you can, repurpose them to Square on Instagram, whatever. But yeah, so if people plan like that, then they realize, wow, that is a lot of content to go out. And that's just from one session, you know what I mean? And, so it's kind of creating that mindset with people as well and showing them what can be done.
Can you share with the listeners some pearls of wisdom, some top tips from your training to make sure they do a good job?
Yeah, man, of course. Yeah. So at the start of the sessions, we normally go through the fundamentals, and that's just, even if you're not having any editing apps or anything, you can at least film a nice video and get it out there. So the first thing I'd say is to bring the camera to eye level. I see so many people that have got they're looking down at their camera, and I always make a joke out of it, about the old double chins and stuff like that. So bring the camera to eye level up, that's how you speak to people, things like that. Again, not above your head. We're not in Towie. It's not a vanity contest. So just at eye level. Yeah. And then next, especially as I tailor it a lot to LinkedIn, I'll always say, bring the camera landscape, portraits for Instagram stories and things like that. But a lot of people will view LinkedIn on a desktop. So you want it to look professional. You don't want the black bars down each side. So bring your phone landscape. Another one, and it's a massive one, and people do it on Zoom as well, is looking at the lens. Okay. A lot of people look at themselves. They're looking off screen, and it's just weird. They don't look very confident, and you can actually get a bit of a weird feeling from it, and a distrust, if you like. And then another tip I would give is a bit more advanced, but to add captions to your video, closed captions. 85% of people now read video. So it's very, very important. A lot of people are on a commute when they can do. They're in a busy office, so they've got to have the sound off the video. So, and that will add more engagement on your videos as well, as long as the content's good. So there's a few little tips there, a few little fundamentals.
I guess some of them apply to Zoom as well, don't they? Like, don't have the camera pointing up at your chin, and make sure you've got a good natural light and things like that.
Don't have the sun behind you. You look like a silhouette, and just look professional, because if a lot of people are doing networking online, and it's that first impression of someone. And if they're looking, if they're sat, I've been on Zoom calls with people, they're sat in bed, and it's like this person hasn't made any effort. So,
well, you're making me feel a bit guilty now. I'm sat here having not had a haircut for 12 months.
Mine's getting pretty bad now, mate, as well.
Ryan, thanks for coming on. I'm sure listeners will have lots to take away from this episode, whether it's how to use the phone to create a professional video, or just focusing on spending a bit more time working on building your business. So yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me on, and great to catch up. Look forward to hearing it.
Thanks for listening to the Yellow Spider Media Business Spotlight podcast. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please get in touch at www.yellowspidermedia.com.